We all need to belong. However, not everyone feels accepted and safe within the community of the workplace. This has become Andrea's pudding driving force in life. As the founder of Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony in 2005, and she's also a leader with over 40 years of experience, she has combined her passion to develop new ways to build connections that empowers individuals and grows community. Andrea is an international speaker, a best-selling and award-winning author, and a trusted advisor to authentic influencer. Andrea enjoys the simple pleasures of life, chocolate, coffee, and a conversation, and is here tonight to share with you all the magic that can change the world. Please welcome our one and only Andrea Pudding.
Woo! I love chocolate. It smells heavenly and tastes divine. It has all those feel-good endorphins. I could keep this all to myself. Oh, I know you'd like some, wouldn't you? Oh, sorry, I can't share it with you today. You're on the other side of the camera. But I would love to be able to share it with you, because what I have found is that what is even more pleasurable than eating chocolate is sharing it. Yep, I love giving away my chocolate. Research has shown that the endorphins we receive from giving something that is of value to us away is even greater than eating chocolate. In fact, it releases all those endorphins that are released when you are having sex. Pretty amazing, don't you think? Any wonder I love to share my chocolate. Chocolate to me has become a symbol of reaching out and sharing with people, opening up conversation, breaking down barriers, and building community. See, I have this superpower for making everything about chocolate. And it really is a very popular power to have. Chocolate is the ultimate connection maker. So how did I discover that I have this enticing superpower? Well, I remember the morning well. I was sitting right here in my home office, gazing out my window at my beautiful golden elm tree. I had a cup of tea in my hand and I was nibbling on some chocolate, waiting for that inspiration to come. I was thinking about Christmas. What would be my message to the world? It needed to be something of peace, love, and hope, something uplifting for the world. My eyes gazed down at my computer screen. There was this flurry of activity. No, I could not believe my eyes. This doesn't happen in Australia. I dashed over to the ABC live news feed for confirmation. It was the 15th of December, 2014. Do you remember where you were when you heard that a gunman had stormed the Lindt chocolate cafe in Sydney? The gunman claimed that this was a jihadist act, and he was wearing a black headband with the inscription in Arabic, "We are ready to sacrifice for you, O Muhammad." He held the hostages for 16 terrifying hours. Sadly, it concluded with 2 hostages and the gunman passing away. In the aftermath, we collectively held our breath. We didn't know what was going to happen. The Muslim community were afraid that there was going to be retaliation against them. Was it safe to leave their homes? Some took off their religious garb so they wouldn't have a target on their head. Slowly, quietly, a roar erupted as 150,000 people reached out on social media with the hashtag "I will ride with you," offering to ride the train, the bus, the ferry with any Muslim who didn't feel safe. Australia had spoken. We didn't respond in hate and terror. We rose up in love and peace. This is the Australia that I want to live in, one where all people are accepted for who they are. I had my message of love, peace, and hope. This sat with me for several months. I wanted to see that something had changed in the way we interact with each other. I wanted to see a community of acceptance and belonging emerge. One day I was speaking to my mum and I said to her, "When is chocolate and coffee day?" She responded, "I don't know. I've never heard of it." Damn, I have to do it. Ever had one of those moments when you realise that if something is going to change in the world, it's up to you? So Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony was born. I encourage people to reach out to someone different to them and share in chocolate and coffee. Listen to their stories, get to know who they are, and walk in their shoes for a little while. Arthur Aaron, a research psychologist from the Stony Point University in the US, discovered that when you sit with someone and listen for just 1 hour, terrible differences melt away. Not just to that one person, but to their whole social group. It is just that easy for us to change intolerance into understanding and maybe even friendship. Chocolate and Coffee Day has been shared in homes, cafes, retirement villages, clubs, organisations, workplaces, anywhere where people meet. One of my favourite stories is of a Jewish couple who invited a Palestinian into their home to share Chocolate and Coffee Day. The topic of their conversation was peace in Israel. Anything is possible with chocolate and coffee. There is just this something special about sitting with someone with a cup in our hands, sharing a chocolate that allows us to open up and speak with a little more freedom and listen with a more compassion than we might have otherwise done. Over the past 6 years, I've had many people share their stories with me about their experiences with prejudice and exclusion. Through having chocolate and coffee with them, I've been able to have just catch a glimpse of the life of a black child going to a white school, a brown woman being ignored by shop assistants and often asked, "Where did you learn English?" A black man being called a nigger, a Muslim woman being harassed because she dared to get an education, a transgender woman being snickered about everywhere she goes. So many stories, so much heartache. As a white Christian woman who grew up in the white Australia policy era, I've never been a victim of prejudice. I can't imagine the pain that these people have been through. So who is it that needs to stand up for them and say that this isn't right? Is it them? Or is it us, the silent majority? These are not my stories. However, it is my fight. It is up to each one of us to listen to their stories and say, enough is enough. Such a simple concept with such powerful potential. Now, I understand how hard it can be to reach out to somebody that you don't know, because I'm an introvert and starting conversations does not come naturally to me at all. I have to work at it. It occurred to me that I was asking people to do something that I wasn't comfortable with myself. So I challenged myself big time. It was going to be a test to see if sharing chocolate does make a difference as well. So pre-COVID, I took a box of chocolates and walked down the local Main Street shopping strip. I offered to all those I passed by a chocolate. I got some strange looks, and some people were very hesitant about taking one. As one man said, "No one gives away anything for nothing." Well, I managed to convince them that this was just me in a sharing mood and offering something for nothing. They smiled, they laughed. We had a conversation. It was amazing to see what a difference a simple gesture of sharing chocolate can make on someone's day. Now, these days, I'm prepared with simple questions that can give people an opportunity to share something personal about themselves without it being invasive. So I have a few of my favourite questions, and you might like to write them down. What are some of the small things in life that make your day better? What is the best thing about you? What is one thing you are determined to do in your lifetime? Simple questions. Or you could just ask them, what is your favourite chocolate? And how do you like your coffee? I'll have a chai latte, thanks. I actually don't drink coffee, so I'll have a chai latte. But as with all things, as Chocolate and Coffee Day has grown, it's evolved. After all, do you want to have chocolate and coffee just one day a year? Chocolate and Coffee Breaks has developed. There is this beautiful organisation called the Land of Welcome. They provide picnics and opportunities for refugees to mix and develop friendships with people of their new homeland. It started here in Melbourne, and the time came for it to grow nationally. So they chose to grow their new communities with chocolate and coffee breaks. So they came together over chocolate and coffee, shared their stories, and introducing themselves to a new audience. People came, felt accepted, developed a sense of belonging, and naturally wanted to contribute to their new community. Over the past couple of years, our communities have been ripped apart by this pandemic. We have forgotten how to connect, how to be in community. We have felt lonely and depressed. Another pandemic is on the rise because of it, one of broken lives and broken communities. Unless we start to reconnect on a deeper level and more purposeful ways, then our community will be lost and our lives will be shattered beyond repair. Community is a basic fundamental need that lives within each one of us. We don't thrive on our own. We need others to live with, to laugh with, and to work with. It is how we fill our life with meaning and purpose. It always has been. If you look back to the beginning of human time, being in a community meant survival. If you didn't have someone watching your back, then see that tiger over there? Your dinner. When people come together over chocolate and coffee, relationships build and they start to see new possibilities. It has this magical power that connects people at a deep level and helps ideas to start brewing. It is the perfect connector in a time where connections have been broken. It is what we need now to bring us together, rebuild and create new and inspired ways of collaborating to redesign the world into something bigger and better than ever before. Chocolate and coffee is a simple concept that anyone can participate in. It can be just sharing a chocolate and coffee with one person or inviting a group of friends to have a conversation around inclusion. or making a statement at a workplace or in a community that we care about each other. No matter how we worship, where we come from, or who we love, we are all here together. We are community. So what I see in the world is that everyone wants to make a difference. It is something that's built in within each of us. We want to want our lives to have some meaning to someone. Sharing in chocolate and coffee does offer this. You can change the world for just one person. They can go, you can share it for more people if you like than one. They can go from feeling worthless and alone to feeling valued with purpose. It is the power of connection. So to make things easy, I have created a resource pack that is available for you to download from www.chocolateandcoffeebreaks.com. Whether you want to share a chocolate and coffee day on the 15th of December, build a new community, or help your current communities or team reconnect on a deeper level, Chocolate, Coffee and Conversation has something for you. It is the starting place of great things, great friendships, great teams, great communities with unlimited possibilities to make a difference. Share a chocolate, have a coffee, enjoy a conversation, and change the world.